Hey Deborah, how you doing?
Hey Camila, I'm good.
Good, good. Let's just wait a couple minutes to see if anybody else is going to join us. Is that okay?
Okay. No, sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the weather is not cold.
It's a little chilly, but I feel like at least on this side of the world, we're used to it. Maybe when my husband gets here, he'll get a good taste of cold, like real cold. He thinks Senegal gets cold. And I'm like, I'm a baby. I love you. Senegal does
Okay.
not get cold.
Okay.
But yeah, I
Interesting.
think we get used to it after a while. So,
Okay.
uh,
I was in Senegal in June.
oh, were you really? What part?
Dakar.
You were? How long were you there?
No, we went for a conference, a meeting. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, just a week. Yeah.
I have to say, Dakar's pretty cool. I like the French influence. I wish there was more like historical stuff aside from what the colonizers brought.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
so much history, so much history, but
Okay.
So for sure, I think we're waiting for Adewale because he said he was going to join, but just without he wasn't going to be able to use his computer, which is fine. Um, I'd be so. Oh, Helena, she's got kids, so she's probably not going to be able to join us. Who else am I thinking of? Helena Royal will probably be here just because he said so. Um, last class, but let's see. I'm also preparing a little bit of slides for you guys just because we're going to talk a little bit of theory, a little bit more.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, Royal says that he's busy. Let me just text him back. Okay, in that case, if Royal's going to be out, let me just check who else. Adewale said he was going to join. Helena's probably not going to join. I thought Lewam said she was going to show up today, but I could be wrong. And I thought Rosemary Marquez, but let me just check. Right. It might just be you and me, Deborah, for the beginning part. I know people like to join later on. Um, in which case, let me just find one more thing and then I can start. This will actually be really nice for you because you'll get personalized attention. Uh, Okay, Deborah, let's start just you and me. And if Adewale is going to join us, he can do so and we can catch him up. Um, can you see my screen okay?
Oh,
You
yes, I can.
you can? Okay, perfect. All right, let me pop this out along with this one. What's that one? Okay, so first things first, Deborah, do you have access to this document?
Okay. I believe there were some links.
Yeah,
You shared the link or something. Yeah.
yeah. I
Is it
also, I think I also put you, see here, Deborah. I can
yeah, my
send you,
mail.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
send a link again in the chat here if it's easier.
Okay, can you just drop it, please?
Yeah,
I know I received something.
yeah, there, it's in the chat.
Okay.
Let me know when you're able to open it. Hey,
Much.
Nicole's here. How are
Okay,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's such a pleasure to see you.
Likewise, likewise. Good
You're
looking
s-
dashboard.
you're such a busy bee. Like I can't believe you can actually make it.
Yeah, I just sorry about that. I just got pulled a little bit, so hopefully things are a little bit more normal now through the rest of the year.
Oh, good for you. I usually this is like the worst time of the year for
Oh
like busyness.
no.
It starts, I feel like, in October and runs through the end of the year. So interesting day that you've joined us because it's the Thanksgiving break. So a lot of our US based participants can't join today because they have kids and stuff. Some of our West African participants were able to join, others are going to come tomorrow instead. But today it looks like it's just me and Deborah. Strategic Insight and Analytics, that's Gabenga who allows us to use his account so that we don't have to like log back in and stuff. So, Deborah, are you there? I want to introduce you to her because I've been talking about you here and there, usually when it comes to like refreshing a dashboard that's like not working properly.
Yes, I'm there.
Hey, Deborah, can I introduce you to Nicole?
Oh, sure, my pleasure.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi,
So,
Nicole.
Nicole, do you wanna introduce yourself? Because I've just been calling you a Google expert. There's so much more to you than that.
Uh, yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Nicole. I worked at Google for about a decade and then recently Reddit. And I did a lot of analytics while I was there. And so I've since been trying to build out some of my own analytics projects, that I think are a little bit easier to use. So some new data tooling. Yeah, have done some dashboarding. And was just kind of looking to see what folks in public health are working on. If
Okay.
there's anything I can do to be helpful. And yeah, that's kind of the spiel.
Okay. So, Nicole, my pleasure. I'm Deborah. I'm a public health physician. I'm also an applied modeler, disease modeler. So, generally, I'm interested in things like, data and the health data particularly. So, that's why I'm here.
And Nicole, I think, and for you as well, Deborah, I think you guys would be good connections for each other. Nicole, as you just heard Deborah's background, like, you know, like way beyond anything I could ever do, right? Like she's a doctor, she's in public health, she's in data analysis, she's doing modeling. Um, I think if you have questions about how can, your ideas be grown and used it in a resource setting like Nigeria, which is where Deborah's at. I think Deborah can give you some really good insight as to like how do people in the field, the actual
Yeah.
people who need these tools. Um,
Yeah.
and Deborah, in return, Nicole is doing some advanced stuff.
Okay.
Like it's more on the side of like the disease modeling that you do. What we're doing
Okay.
here today is vastly simpler than anything either of you guys do on your everyday. But Nicole, as you see, like we've got people that have very advanced credentials in public health and in data analysis who are still working on some basic things like data visualization, right? Um, and so I think as Deborah and I go through it today, you're going to see, I think it's easier to see where the hiccups are or where the like tough spots are rather than like explain them. And what I have noticed is, and Nicole, you and I have talked about this before, is that there's a huge body of people, professionals, like entry level people who just need to know the basics of how to use their computer and their system effectively. Right? We all know how to use like our mouse, but like how many of us know how to use like our shortcuts on our computers and stuff, right? Like when I see the really advanced data people, they barely touch their mouse. They're just using their keyboard for everything. Um, so talking about that, Deborah, I wanted to run through a couple like dashboarding best practices for us before I have you recreate this dashboard. How do you feel about recreating this dashboard together? Not by
No,
yourself, but
sure.
like with me watching.
No, sure. That'll be fine.
Okay, it's the same dashboard as always. I didn't add anything new. Except look at this. It's already starting to break. Nicole, see this?
Terrible. I'm gonna file a ticket and yell at people.
But it's like you were working 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Of course, right? Of course. And as soon as you go to demo,
It doesn't want to do its thing, right? So, and I'm okay with that in a class setting because Deborah, like, I actually want us to walk through this and see, like, if this was you, right? If you finished your dashboard and you're presenting it to your boss and this happened, like, what's our troubleshooting for it? I think I found a solution yesterday. And Nicole, I wanted to run it by you. Um, but I'm not sure if it works, and I'm not sure it wasn't very efficient. So part of me is like, I'm not sure this is the way it's all supposed to happen. So Deborah, were you able to open this dashboard on your computer?
Yes, it's open. It's open on my computer now.
Awesome. Good deal. Nicole, do I have your Gmail? If you want, I can share this with you. I put it in the chat as well, but I think I still have to give you permission. If you put your Gmail in the chat, I can pop it in here. And that way you have access. Thank you. Here we go. Ah, what happened then? Okay, so Deborah, today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about dashboard design because we've been touching on it for a while. Oh, it's Adewale. Adewale, how are you?
I'm fine. Good evening from here.
I knew
How
you
you
were
doing
going to join us.
today? Happy Thanksgiving once.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry you guys don't get it off. Huh? I don't know if Britain
No, we
celebrates
don't.
any
We don't
kind of,
celebrate.
yeah.
No, we don't
It's
do that yet.
wrong colonizers. It's the same, the British, but we went in separate directions. So Adewale, I was just gonna go through some dashboard design, like best practices. But before I did that, I wanted to do two things. First off, were you able to access this dashboard?
Yes.
Okay, can you make sure that you have, I know you're just going to be watching today because there's issues with your computer, but just make sure you're ready to like look at this in some way. We're going to share Deborah's screen and we're going to reconstruct this together. But however you need to be ready in order to like take advantage of the class, just make sure you do that in the next like 5 or 10 minutes as I'm going through these principles. Um, then there was something else about that. I'll have to come back. Either way, the second thing I wanted to do was introduce you to Nicole, who I've mentioned to you guys a couple times now. She like worked for Google and a lot of other like fancy organizations. Um, but she's looking to create her own platforms that are open source and actually meet the needs of the people who need free or open source platforms, right? So like an example would be like Python. But Python's great, except that you still need to be able to figure out how to like download it and like install it onto your computer and all that stuff. So all the tools that we currently have today are just, they're not quite at the like, we're looking more for like point and click. Like the people who are your expert data scientists and stuff like that. So she's going to help us out with a couple of things. She's also going to be listening in the background and participating. But if you have any questions, concerning like Google in general, like how all of this stuff is working, she might be able to answer it. Um, she's looking for it, like she's going to be listening to y'all's questions, y'all's comments, because you guys are the ones using this stuff like day in and day out. And she wants to make sure that she's creating things that are helpful for the majority of people. So she may have some questions here and there, but just that's her. That's Nicole. Nicole, I don't know if
Welcome,
you want to
Nicole.
say anything again.
Good to have you.
yeah, no, that was great. We're making like a point and click web app and hoping to kind of be helpful. Yeah, thanks for summarizing. That was great.
Well, and both Adewale and Deborah, they're here like every Saturday. Like without fail. I think Adewale may have had to like miss one because he was like sick or something. And he has a colleague who he brought last time as well, who's really good at data visualization. So at least Adewale has other people he could connect you with as well. So at the very least, Nicole, you have a good source of like testers, including things like internet speed, right? Like you might create something that's great, but that needs the internet speed that we have over in the US, right? It won't
Yeah,
work somewhere
great
else.
point. Great point. Yeah.
All right, so the reason I waited until now, you guys, to talk to you about all this stuff is that I kind of wanted you all to intuit some of these principles on your own. I also thought that we would touch on a couple as we went along, and we have. But so usually when we put together a dashboard, and by the way, this is a very, very simple dashboard. I would make something like this internally for my team. So like if my boss needed to, which is actually Nicole, I don't know if I told you, I made up this data based on my first job as a data scientist. I was working in a team at CDC that deployed epidemiologists and data scientists to outbreaks. But in order to know if you could deploy somebody, there's a lot of things that needed to fall into place, right? Like they needed to have the right skills, they needed to have the right training, they needed to have a passport, an official passport, not just a regular passport. So there's all these like internal HR things that need to be done. So like I worked on improving a dashboard that would allow my boss to come up with things like this. That was 5 years ago. So since then, I've like gotten better and like been able to say like, oh, how would I want to make this differently if I was in charge of it, right? Um, so the views that we have, the first one is like your overall, and this is for everybody, by the way. Your deployment overview page is like it says an overview page. You're not likely to have any kind of filters on there because the people who are going to look at this page don't know how to slice and dice their data. So this is usually like your boss's boss, maybe your boss or your supervisor, maybe usually your supervisor knows your data almost as well as you do, but usually like the boss of the team doesn't. They might know where they got the data from and all that stuff, but they're not doing all the exploratory data analysis stuff. So as far as like knowing, like describing the data, what kind of data is it? How is it structured? The boss isn't going to know how to do that. So therefore, you can't give them too much um I don't want to use US idioms. You can't give them too many reins. You can't give up too much leeway, right? If you give them too much control, they could end up actually getting incorrect information because they could slice the data in a way that doesn't actually work. And we'll come up with examples of that later. The next two are when you want to search for someone. This page two, I called it a deployment cohort search. As you can tell, we've got slicers here, controls. Google calls it controls, but in like things like Power BI, it's just a slicer. So here we can actually look up data. We got to troubleshoot this. So I'm kind of glad that this happened while Nicole is here. But Adewale and Deborah, we're gonna troubleshoot this together. This is something I would give to my boss because they can't break this very well, easily. But they can look up whatever they want to look up, right? So if they want people who speak Hindi, right? They've got 18 people, and this table down here would show them who those 18 people are. We got to troubleshoot this visual because it's broken. This is exactly something you don't want to happen to your boss, right? You don't want to spend all this time putting together your dashboard only to have it break. So I think I may have figured out what was happening here. Nicole, I'd love to run it by you later on in the session today to see if I'm correct. I think. We'll see. The third one is if we want to find individual deployers. So I put my name in here, Deborah Adewale. I had originally put in everybody's names in here, but with all the data source changes we did, they got lost. But as you can see, if we take away my name, the dashboard goes back to like neutral. And so let's say that hey, we want to send Camila out because she's a data scientist and she speaks all these languages. Cool. But does she have everything she needs to go out the door? Without even looking at anything here, I have my one coded column, and it tells me with conditional formatting as well as my data, it tells me Camila's not ready to go. Look for somebody else. And if you want specifics, her heat training isn't up to date. If she were to go out and update it today and we update our database or whatever, then she's actually good to go. She's got her source, she's got her health training, and her passport is valid for at least 6 months. So she's very close to it. She's just not quite there yet. So this is something that you would give to me, your personal contributor, or your individual contributor, sorry. So somebody who is in the trenches day in, day out, they're getting questions like, hey, I need 5 epidemiologists that are ready to go out the door. Cool. I can look up all my epis over here and then look them up one by one down here to see if they're actually ready to go. So the aim for today is to get you guys to construct all these visuals on your own. We use some filters. There's coding that happens for sure. And there's a blend, of course. So Deborah, we're going to do this on your side, okay?
Okay.
Now, before we get started, dashboard design, right? As you guys noticed, I didn't just put random visuals anywhere, right? My charts didn't just like when I first did them, yes. You know, you got your new page and you decide, did it duplicate a page? Here we go. You want to add a chart, right? Okay, that's placed there randomly. But for the most part, once things are set up, you can see that there's an order to them. In this case, like I've ordered things horizontally. I haven't quite done a rule of thirds. I'll show you guys what the rule of thirds is, which is closer to what I've done up here. See how this dashboard has been divided into 3 columns? You've got your single row cards, then you've got tree maps, and then you've got the 3rd column, which is a combination. It's not divided into thirds horizontally. It's just divided into halves horizontally. Again, we'll go into that. So when we are doing dashboard design, there's a couple of things that we need to take in mind. And if you Google, by the way, a lot of these things I just Googled, dashboard best practices or dashboard design. And the reason I do that is that I don't want students to feel like there's only one site where you can get your information. So before you start your dashboard or somewhere in the middle, once you've got a hang of it, of like what you're going to do with this dashboard, you need to be very careful about who your audience is, because it might be a mixed audience. Some might be stakeholders, some might be your boss, and some might be your teammates, right? So everybody can use this dashboard here. It's very hard to break it. There's no filters, there's no slicers. You really just have to look at it. Hover over it if you want specific numbers, right? So maybe your stakeholders, let's pretend that our stakeholders here, well, yeah, the US taxpayer, right? They're the ones paying for federal epidemiologists to go out all over the place. If your stakeholders wanted to know, like, well, okay, we need a lot of data scientists. What do you guys have in store for us? Like, what kinds of specialties? And when you look at your specialty chart, it's evident without even looking at the numbers, we're overwhelmed by epidemiologists. What if we need more comms people? What if we need more policy people? Who knows? But you can look at this and draw correct conclusions without making too many mistakes. The same with things like your boss and your team, right? So usually the way I remember it is if you're going to have slicers, then depending on how many slicers you have, right? The more slicers you have, the more that person should know their data. So if they don't know their data very well, they shouldn't have a lot of slicers to use it. I like this one. Let me make it big presenter view. So there was another visual like I had like this. I had it on social media. It was on Instagram. And it was a little bit better showing like the placement of things. But basically what I wanted you guys to take away from this is that the further up high your data is, the more attention it's going to get. And the further down low it is, the less attention it's going to get. Although usually we read top left first. This is in the Western world, sorry. I believe West Africa does it the same as we do. Sorry. If we were in Arabic countries, so if anybody here was from North Africa, so like Algeria, Libya, Tunisia, anywhere where they write in Arabic, right? They actually start from their right to the left. In the Western world, right? In the US and this side of the hemisphere, we start on the right, we go to the left, and we go from top to bottom. So anything on your top left is going to be seen first. Anything on your bottom right is usually going to be seen last. There's a couple exceptions, and usually whatever like icon you put down up here, like logo or something, that's going to get skipped automatically down to the primary attention zone. So I like this for like how it explains to you what the areas are. But I think that there might be some I have some better dashboards to show you guys. All right, so this I didn't want this party. Does anybody know what we're looking at here? Both the artwork and the black tracing over it? I only know about it because of my art history classes. But this was also a very fast Google search. So, the art piece, I always forget the name, but it's a very famous Japanese art piece. I don't know if it's a tsunami wave or a regular wave, but as you can see, it's got like that Japanese like art style. You would see this a lot on tattoos. What's interesting about it is the layover, this tracing that's been laid over it, shows us that the artist was using what's called the golden ratio, which I feel like people have heard of the golden ratio. Can you give me a thumbs up if you have? I first heard about it when I was in Algebra 2 class, and I read, oh, what was the book called? It's like 15 years old now. The Da Vinci Code. There's something about it that has to do with math that I don't understand. I understood it in Algebra 2 back when I was like 17 years old. But basically, this is a shape that is very common in nature. So you're going to see the golden ratio in things like plants. The way like a blossom opens up. See this sunflower, right? The way these things open, this I want to say coral. I'm thinking in Spanish, you guys. I'm sorry. Shell, right? Like a hurricane. These all follow, even things like the galaxy, they follow this like spiral pattern, which is the golden ratio. If you want to go into it, go ahead. You can deep dive into it. I don't know enough of the math to explain it fully, except to show you guys that it's used in a lot of very famous art pieces. All these art pieces, by the way, are from the Renaissance, because the Renaissance is when humans in Europe figured out how to use math to show art that's more realistic. I forget who this guy is. He's really famous. I want to say he's one of the Dutch painters, but it's called like an anatomy class because as you can see, there's a corpse here and there's a teacher, a Dutch guy, teaching his other pupils like what the anatomy of the human body is. If you overlay the golden ratio, what you see is that the way he grouped people in the frame is not accidental, right? He could have put all these people on this side over here, but then the balance of the art piece would be off. And this art piece is from like 1921. So you even see people doing it in modern times. Let me show you guys the rule of thirds. Right? Where you place something in an art piece or even photography is important, right? Are you placing it at the intersection of these lines? I think they're called vertices. I forget. Are you placing the image square in the center, off to the side, off to a corner? They're all going to give you a different understanding of the image, right? So if I were to take this dashboard here and put this off to the side, right, like with the 1/3, I'm emphasizing something different. I would have to fill this up with something else. And if I don't fill it up with something else, the image is going to be off balance. So a lot of these things are kind of intuitive for us. Like we don't even really think about it that much anymore. They call these pre-attentive attitudes, but they are attributes. There was another word for it that I learned in school, in my fellowship, but I'm forgetting it now. But you can see like what you do with each part of your graph is really important, right? Like if every line is straight except for one, we're going to look at that one. Why is the one like that when everything else is the same? Which is basically what all of this is, right? How do we draw attention to things without pointing a giant arrow to it? And here's an example of that use. See, in here, each one of our bars has a different color, which then has a legend. Oh, that's a lot for our eyes. This concept is called working memory, how we use our working memory. So working memory is like when somebody tells you like their date of birth. Like my date of birth is December 29th, 1986. I'm going to keep talking to you guys for a minute and you're going to have that in your memory for it's seconds. At some point it disappears. I think right about now, you might have already forgotten what my birthday is. If I have you guys memorize something like that and then do this type of work, it's putting a lot of strain on your working memory, right? You got this information pinned over here while you're trying to figure out this information here. So it's better. This one here is a little bit better, right? We have the ombre effect, which we can do on Looker, but it's still not what we're trying to do. We're trying to draw attention to these three bars here for whatever reason. It's written there in the legend. So we can still use a legend, but like, what's the point of the graph? We don't want to have attention on all of the bars. Which are the bars that are important to us? Which is why when we come over here, as you can see, we have our overview, right? I don't know what most people want to see, so I have this here. I don't know who my audience is. I have some things that are visually like charts and other things that are just numbers because I know that some people, the boss, just wants to know how many people are ready to go. They usually know how many people we have total, but they don't usually know how many people are ready to go because the training and all that, that's a lot to keep track of. What's this one down here? Oh yeah, picking the right chart type. I like to do this. Stephanie. Have you heard of Stephanie Evergreen, Nicole? Not to put you on the spot.
I don't think so, but I feel like I've been like living under a box for some time.
A rock or
This is
something.
cool. Yeah, this is cool.
Let me send you guys that. Let me put this in the chat. If there's one resource that you take away from me when it comes to data visualization, let it be this one. Like, go ahead and bookmark this on your browser and everything. I think she's pretty good. Not personally, but she's got really, really good information on data visualization, including she has like a newsletter, which I also recommend that you sign up for. And that's what this looks like here. She always has like a really strong takeaway point for all of her data visualization, um, for all her data visualization newsletters. And sorry, I see that we have some new people. Oh, Innocent, you're here. How are you? I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it today. Not
Yeah, hello, hello,
How
hello.
are you?
I'm fine. Sorry I couldn't join earlier. I was in a traffic situation, just getting to where I am, and I joined as soon as possible. Hope you are good.
You are totally fine. It's just fun to see you because you're fun to have around.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
eh, Innocent, I wanted to make sure that you met Nicole, who's on this call with us. Nicole, Innocent seems to have a lot of experience in data visualization. He joined us last time, and all the questions he was asking, I was like, you're working on Power BI or something, because he was using all that vocabulary that if you've used data visualization commonly, like it's just second nature to you, right? Um, so if you want somebody that you can talk to about data visualization who's actually somewhere where you can test things like internet connection and stuff like that, Innocent's your guy, okay? Friends with
Cool,
Adewale,
thanks.
by the way.
Cool, thanks.
And
Oh,
Innocent, Nicole has a wealth of background when it comes to data analysis. So
okay.
we met just off LinkedIn. She's doing a lot of work on creating platforms that are more, I'm thinking of different ways of explaining this each time, Nicole.
Yeah, no, you were right. It's a click-friendly web app. So instead of like a Looker or a Microsoft Power BI, you could just use our web app and like Google Sheets and like click and drop things, and that'll create your dashboard and you're good to go.
So basically, I imagine it in a sense as like a Power BI, because Power BI to me is pretty intuitive. I've self-taught myself a lot of it. But you have to have that license. You have to be able to pay for Power BI. So I can't remember, Innocent and Adewale, does y'all's organization provide you with a Power BI license?
Yes, they do. They do. So we have a license. The
Yeah.
license we have is the like up to date, or we can access anything on Power BI.
Wow. Okay, awesome. So, this is reminding me now. I need to touch base with everybody who wants to do Power BI. I know that Gabenga is doing one. I think it's tomorrow. I'll send the link in the group again. But Nicole, if you're interested in doing that, the reason I'm going to be, or at least attending it and being a fly on the wall, the reason I'm doing it separately is specifically because if you don't have a license for it, like, or a PC. You need a license or a PC. If you have a PC, then you can get like the server version of it. But we do have some people that come to this Saturday event that only have Macs. So I figured I'm going to make a separate, everybody who's interested in the Power BI stuff. Because as we can see, a lot of our colleagues do have access to it, and I do think it's better than Looker. So just a little bit of an update of where we're going with all that. Okay, here we go. I was giving you guys some information on Stephanie Evergreen. So here is another link. I always just search it on Google, because it's easier than trying to find it on her website. But I love this chart whenever I am doing something. In fact, I don't have to refer to it that often anymore, because it's been so good to me in the past. So whenever I'm trying to come up with a message that I want to give to my audience, once I've decided who my audience is, right? Then I have to decide what's the right chart to show what I want. And a lot of people, we go for our donuts, right? We go for our bar graphs. Our tree maps, Stephanie Evergreen is actually the one who encouraged us to do tree map. So this might seem like a very common one to this group, but that's only because like I've been shoving it in your face for the past like month and a half. Um, the back to back, I've heard this one called as a funnel, and I actually really like that one. Um, I also like the dumbbell plot. I wish I could show you guys that one, but that one's really good for showing like differences or gaps. If you're doing like a gap analysis, the traditional ones that we know, right, are usually like education between the different genders. So males usually get educated the most, females usually get educated the least, with anybody falling outside of those getting educated like the absolute least. Well, a dumbbell plot is going to show you that gap, right? Because it's going to plot the male, it's going to plot the female, and you're going to see everything in between. I usually like to show people that an example of that one, but I don't have it for you guys today. And you can see you can pick these just by looking at them or by their description on the left-hand side. How things changed over time, what the survey says, if we're comparing more than two numbers, right? Because if we're just comparing two numbers, then that's just more of a proportion. A single number, which it hadn't occurred to me, just make it one giant number or an icon array. So keep these, go ahead and bookmark those. The reason I like this one is her rate my visualization checklist. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to be able to you need to know if this is good for people who have visual impairment. So if you're working for the government, a lot of time if you're working for any government, I'm pretty sure like the Peruvian government would have you doing these. You upload your visual here, right? You upload it and it goes through and it checks if you did a good job on it, including, I think it's at the end. Oh, she took it out. She put it. Oh, yeah, no, here it is. See, color is legible for color blindness. So if you upload your graph, it's actually going to show it to you here how it would look like for somebody who's colorblind. I should really have a graph to share this with you all, but I didn't. Sorry. So yeah, keep those in mind. Keep those links with you, please. I use Stephanie Evergreen all the time. She's kind of my reference person, my standard for excellent data visualization. I would love to be the Stephanie Evergreen of Power BI. My supervisors actually told me I should do stuff like that, which is why I'm talking to you all. I'm trying to figure out if this all works. Avoiding clutter, right? Here's an example of a dashboard that is way too cluttered. I want to get to actual data visualization with you guys, so I'm just going to go through this. The labels, way too cluttered. I can't even read some of them because they're so close together. The visualization platform had to condense it for me. Also, no real like, yeah, there's like rules happening here. Like they've got the rule of thirds happening, but kind of how I kind of messed up on mine, right? It's like it goes like if this is the slot, then we go down like this. And then we actually have four here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be rule of fourths, right? Which actually looks different. When we cut it into fourths, you actually go like across. So they didn't organize things properly. The labels aren't done properly. There's way too much white space. Like they should have picked stuff like this. Here we go. This person used color and formatting consistently, right? So here we can see which bars they want us to pay attention to. They use blue throughout. Red, obviously, these are our KPIs at the top. Red and green signify up or down. Also, the background is gray while the actual chart itself is white. There's a million ways that you can make this happen. If you have been paying attention to Gabenga's postings, let me see. And Gabenga is he's the one, he's our colleague who is allowing us to use his Zoom. Look at this dashboard. This is probably one of my favorite dashboards that I've seen in a while. At the top, he's got his KPIs, right? for whatever this dashboard is, these numbers are important. Total revenue, total profit, total units sold. Yeah. If I was in some sort of CFO or something, these are KPIs I want to know about. Not just how much did we make, how much of that is profit, and of that profit, what did that come from? How many units? Our slicers or our controls are at the top as well, where you would expect to find them. And then he's got six different visuals. I wouldn't say it's exactly rule of thirds, right? Because like vertically it's rule of thirds, but horizontally it's like vaguely rule of thirds because of these things up here, but they're different size. You can see how he used color to define space, right? The background is a different color than the actual charts. And our data kind of is connected throughout, right? It's similar colors here. This is definitely a chart for like impressing your stakeholders. This is not a chart that I would use for someone like us because we need more granularity than this. So this is like middle to top level of people that you're going to show it to. All right. So I want you guys to keep these things in mind when it comes to dashboard design because we're going to be doing that today. Deborah, how are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah? Do you feel good enough to share your screen?
Sure.
Yeah? Because I'd like to jump straight into it. And I like the questions you ask and stuff, so I'd love to have you as our driver for at least for half of today. I don't want to go for it.
All right. Thank you so much. I just want to confirm the rule of third.
Yeah.
That I explained.
Oh, sorry. Adewale, you're breaking up.
So is it basically saying that you shouldn't have more than three designs? Oh gosh,
No.
not again. Can you
Good
hear me?
question. Good question. Was your question like, does everything need to be set up like the rule of thirds?
Yes. Do you have to have three rows, three columns, three
Nope.
information?
Nope.
What does it say basically?
Nope. You can do whatever design that you want. In fact, Deborah, excellent, perfect, yes. Can you open up a Google search? Like, I want to show a couple other ones that I didn't do. A rule of thirds. I gotta remember what they are. Rule of I know. Photography principles. Okay, sorry, Deborah, I'm gonna share my screen one more time just to show you guys a couple other like rules, okay?
It's okay. Go ahead.
Awesome. Gotta find the share. Okay. This is a really good question, Adewale. Thank you for asking this. So my background is actually in when it comes to art. I'm a writer and I'm a photographer. I'm not like a painting artist. So in trying to find all these rules for us, because dashboard design is really taking from art principles. Like we're not inventing these things. People like the whole Renaissance, everything about the Renaissance was figuring these things out, which I believe that the Muslim of North Africa already knew some of this stuff, but we lost it during the Dark Ages. Sorry, was it the Muslims or the Greeks? They exchanged so much information. Basically, during the Roman Empire, we knew a lot of these principles, then we lost it during the Dark Ages. And the Renaissance was like a rediscovery of these things and applying them to the artwork at the time, which is why the Renaissance artwork, which is what most of us think when we think of European art, that's why it's so good because it took a lot of these things into account. So Adewale, as we mentioned, we've got our rules of thirds, right? But the rule of thirds is just a way of framing your image or your dashboard or whatever, right? They talk about framing here. There's other ways of framing, like balance, right? I was just giving the example that if I took my dashboard and I put one item down here, for example, if I were to delete this, now it's off balance. Do you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up if you can see the off balance once you get rid of one of these charts, yeah? If we undo it, it goes back in. You can see down here, I've got an empty slot here. That also makes this off balance, but I would rather have an empty slot than clutter my dashboard, which is why I left it blank. Maybe we'll come up with another indicator that we're curious to see, right? Another thing that could be done is you could pull this down here and pull these up here. This is more like the dashboard that Gabenga had, right? I just happen to know, because I've done this dashboard a couple times, I happen to know that it just, the logistics of it, right? It's kind of like a puzzle. It wasn't quite going to fit because then I was going to have to make these quite a bit smaller. And already we had issues with labels. So yes, mine is off balance slightly, but of all the ways it could be off balance, I don't mind having like one little corner. Balance, symmetry. I used symmetry in this one here. Do you see how if we were to draw it, this is bothering me. Let's just troubleshoot it now, you guys. I think, oh, here it is. I took a dimension away from it. When I redid my blend, I took away a dimension and it didn't like it. So it's fixed. Does everybody see that? Or did everybody see that? I don't know if I can redo it. Give me a thumbs up if you saw what was wrong with that visual or understood what was wrong with it. No? Okay, so we have this blend that we did. Do we remember the blend? Give me a thumbs up if we remember the blend. Adewale remembers it. Innocent remembers. Deborah. Okay. So if you guys remember, when we were doing our blend, we only had 10 slots here. So basically, I went back and I decided, oh, I actually want to see language 1 and 2, as well as specialty 1 and 2, which I didn't have you guys do that before. I only had language 1 and specialty 1. So when I came in here and I changed it, I added language 2 and specialty 2. I saved it. This visual was using the old blend. So there was a variable in there that it was like, wait, that variable doesn't exist in our blend. We can go through it again. Sorry, this one does not use symmetry. Our previous one does. And if you notice, like, I want you guys to take a look at these dashboards and evaluate them for yourself. I didn't make perfect dashboards, right? So if I were to use some of the tenets or principles that we're learning right now, this last one, horrible. Yeah, I've got these lines here, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like the saving grace for me, the fact that I made everything in line. It would be nice if, like, see how these kind of line up with each other? It'd be nice if, like, somehow they lined up. I do have most of them lined up with the margins, right? So I'm not going to make this visual be, like, flush with that margin when the other ones over here are not like that, because then it's off balance. It's like, whoa. Now, to me, a lot of these things were common sense. Um, but then again, I came from a background in photography, and I had done a lot of this type of work in real life, like poster work and stuff. Um, any other in here that we have questions about? I don't want to go through each and every one, but Adewale, was there one that maybe isn't self-explanatory?
Yeah, so it's clear now. Thank you.
Your question is answered. Negative space is often used as well. Um, I feel like the way we use it is I talk to you guys about real estate, and I'm like, there's a better way that we can use that real estate because our background is our negative space. So lots of ways to organize it. The rule of thirds just gives you like a starting point. Of course, the golden ratio, if we look at this isn't set up in a rule of thirds, right? Like this one isn't set up in a rule of thirds. These are using the golden ratio. Um, do I think the golden ratio could be used on a dashboard? It's always possible, right? Yeah. So they've got the balance on this one is a bigger graph on your left-hand side, bigger graphs on your left with smaller ones on your right. So it can happen. All right. Any other questions before we switch over to Deborah? No? All right, Deborah, you ready? Does it work if you share your screen or are we overloading your internet?
Okay, I'll share.
Yeah? Perfect. I'm gonna turn off my video in case that helps. But okay. Oh, wait, there's somebody else here. Metawi. Hey, how you doing?
Hi Camila, how are you?
I'm
Sorry,
well.
I'm
It's
kind
so
of
good to
late.
see you.
Good to see you guys. You can come because nothing.
Merawit and Nicole, make sure you connect because Nicole Merawit is kind of like innocent, where she was working really fast with the stuff that we were doing. So if you have more like targeted questions, like very specific technical questions, Innocent and Merawit are your people. Deborah is more like your programmatic person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, cool. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Merawit,
Oh,
Nicole
so
is
good to meet you.
I don't know if you were here when I was talking about her, but she has experience in things like Google and Reddit. So um like I have public health experience. She has just general data science. Like her degrees are in data science and stuff. So and this goes for anybody. If you have questions or if you want to network with Nicole, please go ahead. By no means am I like the middleman gatekeeper person here. Like if you want to talk to Nicole, please go ahead. You can find her. Nicole, I think you're part of our group, right? Data
Yeah,
Rats?
I just joined. Thanks. I put my
Perfect.
LinkedIn. Yeah, and just for context, I'm building out like a new data visualization tool, like another Looker or BI, or if your graphs in like Google Slides were like really, really cool. So I've just been building out some tooling, and sorry, I know some of you have heard this already, but just trying to see if we can be helpful in the public space, like public health space as well, because you guys are doing such good work. So I just really wanted to reach out and say hello.
Well, and oh, sorry, Mary, go ahead.
No, just welcome. Thank you so much, Nicole. I'll connect for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
I had the reason I keep pushing Nicole on you guys is because if you can just get one project done or if you can participate in one project with her, and by participation, it could either be like you're doing the technical stuff or you're giving her information on how you function in public health. That goes on your resume, and if anything is out in the world, right? Like the way we record our sessions and then it goes up on YouTube, these are things that we can guide potential employers to, right? And if you're like, hey, you want to see what I look like when I'm in a group setting? here you go, and you give them the link. So I feel like Nicole is heading towards a really, really, really good space. It's basically like what everybody needs at the spot that they need. So I highly suggest that people connect with her. All right, good deal. Let's jump right in. Yes, Deborah. Excellent. I would actually hit edit first so that we can start or make a copy. Yeah, actually, whichever one you prefer. I've never seen this before, so I would say copy report. I've never done this, but I would assume that this is going to make it so what you can use one report as the one that you're going to play around with, and the other report is going to stay the same. And the copy should say copy on it. If the point and click environment holds true. I can also, I don't know if my video is distracting you or slowing down the internet. There we go. Yeah,
It's
see how it
copy
says
of,
copy? Exactly.
yeah.
A lot of our point and click environments kind of act the same. And we all know what, oh, cool. Look at that. It gave us a system error. Let's troubleshoot this.
Okay, well, yeah, but this is actually on Edge. So, I don't know. I don't know.
It should work just fine in Edge. It would be
Yeah.
nicer if it was Chrome, but can you click on see details? Because I don't know if there's a couple different errors that I've come up with. Um, oh, okay. Can you go to the original? Because I do
Okay.
want to troubleshoot, but I also want to
Okay.
show
So,
like, yeah.
yeah. So this
That
is the
one.
original.
Exactly. Let's start with this one, and then we can go and troubleshoot the other one if we have more time. Can you
Okay.
click edit for me? All right. So, what I'm going to have us do, Deborah, is that I'm going to have you duplicate a page, or not do. I'm going to have you duplicate it, but without using the duplicate function, right? I'm going to have you like building it yourself. Um, but first, I want us to choose which page we all want to work on. And there's one that has, actually, yeah, this does have the advanced coding and stuff. So I think the deployment overview is a very good page to start on, but it's up to you guys. What does everybody else want to see? We can put it in the chat if we want, if we don't want to come off mute. Do we want to do deployment overview? The
Yeah,
second,
it's okay.
you want to do that one, Deborah?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go to your page menu. Adewale is cool with that as well. This is
Where is the page menu? Sorry.
go to your top left. I'm so dyslexic. See where it says deployment? Exactly, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
where it says file, you're gonna scoot over to the
Mm-hmm.
right to where it says page. See if you go file, edit, view, insert, and then page.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly,
Okay.
perfect. All right, give me a new page.
Okay.
All right. Notice that it gave you a page with the same theme as what I uploaded. Do you see how your background isn't just white? It's like that
Yeah.
tone. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could change this theme if you want to, right? You see where it says theme and layout
Mm-hmm.
at the top? Yeah. So that's where you would go to change this, right? If you scroll down to the fourth one, I think that's the one I chose.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Groovy.
knew I didn't want my background to be white because I want
Yeah.
that contrast. I want that balance, right? So if I have a white background and white background on the charts, then nothing's going to stand out. But I didn't like if this was a dashboard for myself, I'd actually be using that second one, the one that says constellation, because I like a black background. It's easier on my eyes. Also, I hear that it's best practices for the health of your eyes, but whatever. All right, let's start with the charts. Um, we always do these. Can you replicate the tree map for me? And let's do by department. Can you show me the distribution by department? And other people help her out too. It's not just me, okay? Adewale and Innocent. I know that you guys know how these are done. Exactly. Go to add chart and we're gonna look for tree map. Perfect. Yes. Now remember our balance and how we're gonna set up our dashboard, right? So where are you gonna put that first tree map?
Maybe um so how do you get to, if you're doing a chart in PowerPoint, maybe it has these lines that can give you a sense of
Oh, yes.
alignment. Yeah. So how do
Okay.
you, if you want to do the three, one is to three, or what do you call it? How do you get a sense of the three laws of three or something?
Right. Okay. So
Okay. I think it's here. I'm seeing it.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
appearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
already, I actually set it up. The way you
Yeah.
would do it is under the view menu. Do you see the view menu?
Yeah.
Click there and see where
Yeah.
it says, I think it's show navigation and edit mode. No, see where it says snap to
Yeah.
smart guides. Don't
Smart
click
guide.
anything,
Yeah.
okay? But the
Yeah.
smart guides is what you were looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart guides. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
So the smart guides it's not really going to give you the rule of third. Well, it might. I don't exactly know how smart guides work. Intuitively, I've picked up on them. So if you have other visuals on your user interface or your canvas or whatever, it will also give you measurements relative to that one, right? So in
Yeah.
this case, I think you've got it pretty well situated. You might have to like adjust some, yeah, you might have to make it smaller or larger depending when you start adding the other ones. But
Yeah.
can you give me this by department? Can you adjust the visual so it's showing me the count of user IDs by department? Right now it's showing me exactly. Right now it's showing me a bunch of user IDs.
The IDs. Let me
Yeah.
see a dimension.
You see our variable?
Hmm?
Do you see our variable on there? The department variable?
No.
What source data are you using?
Okay, yeah. I should use roster.
Is it roster or is it blended? Because we've blended our
Yeah,
data,
blended,
remember?
yeah.
There we go. Okay, so where do you go to find your different data sets for this visual? Where's the data source?
Um,
You're so close.
Um,
You're so close.
is it not here that we change it?
Usually, that's where you would go get your variables, but you need to find the actual data source for that visual first. If you were to click out of that visual, you would see your data source where you think it should be. Yeah, do you see it?
Okay,
But
okay,
that's not the way we're going to go for it. Go ahead and click on your visual again.
okay.
And now see that where your properties pane is, where it says data source. Go ahead and click on, yeah, that one, and click blended instead.
Do we have blended here? Did we? Okay. Did
Go
we
down
limit
one
blended?
more. You see it? It says full blend.
Full blend. Okay.
Yeah. I did it for you guys already because I didn't want to spend too much time redoing it today. Okay, there's a couple things we need to change for it. Do you know what you need to update or do you want me to walk you through it?
Well, yeah, please just walk us through.
Sure, no worries. Okay, see where it says dimension?
Yeah.
And then it says user ID.
Okay, user ID.
You want to click, exactly. You want to click on user ID and go down, scroll down until you find passport, because that's where department is. Scroll up a little. There we go. Do you see department under roster?
Mm-hmm.
There you
Yeah.
go. Bravo. All right. Then see where it says metric?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to change that. Again, you're going to find user ID under the roster table.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Now, do you see where it says fields below that?
Mm-hmm.
Keep going down. Yeah, and it says color, and then it says metric and dimension. Yeah, change it to dimension. And change user ID to department. Exactly. Perfect. And then can you click on bios for me on the chart itself?
Yeah, but the last action I did, I didn't see any change.
Because so the change may have happened like on the back end. You probably
Okay.
won't see it because we don't have our labels on yet. So
Okay.
like the lines probably moved slightly, but our eyes weren't going to catch it. But we need to
Yeah.
get the colors right. See how
Yeah.
it's all gray?
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you had a data point selected when we started this. So deselect it. Go ahead and click on BIOS in your chart.
Okay. I should click on what?
See your chart that you just created?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's different labels to it, right? BIOS, GH, EPI. Can you click on just one of them and click
Mm-hmm.
again? There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So now you can add a
Okay.
title. Do you remember how to add the title?
Here.
You could, I think. I've never tried that one, but chances are it probably does work. Go ahead, try it.
I don't know. Let me see.
Did anything else pop up?
No. I was
No.
thinking there should be an edit.
Yeah, well, so where it usually is go back to your properties. I think it just popped, like the pane was already open, so it didn't pop it up. But see where our
Okay.
properties pane is at? Yeah, go
Yeah.
down. See where style? Right now we're
Yeah.
under setup. Go to style. Yeah. And see where it says show title? Exactly.
Okay.
Now the title it chose actually works for us.
Yeah. User ID.
But I'm a picky boss and I want that title centered. Can you center it for me?
Okay. Okay, that would be here.
Beautiful. Yes.
So,
And also, I'm a pickier boss and I want to see the labels. I want to see how many people are in BIOS, how many people are in HPM, so on and so forth.
okay. Let me see.
You got it. You got it. Keep going down.
Show branch header.
Oh, I see something.
Hmm?
Labels.
Oh yeah. Okay, labels.
Yeah. See where it says show data labels as? The last one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Can you give
As
me a value? Like what it actually is? Yeah,
the dimension and metric.
exactly. Okay, so I got 108
Okay.
BIOS. I got 106 HPM. Yay! I love the celebration. Yes.
Yeah, that was not easy to do on the spot.
This is
Nice
why
work.
this is why it's taken us like a month and a half Because at first blush, as Nicole has just pointed out, at first blush, you would think that these things are really easy to do. And on one level, they are. We're not talking like rocket science here, right? But once you add in the things like, oh, I also want the labels to look this way, and I want the formatting, and I want this. So a lot of times as a data scientist, you'll get your boss exactly what they asked for. And then they'll be like, can you center that label? And you're like, of all the fabulous things I just gave you, you're asking me to change the way the label looks? But that's what it is, which is why I always tell you, give yourself more time than you think to do your editing, your formatting, and your testing. A week is not enough. I'll let you guys know that right now. A week is not enough. All right. I think Deborah had to drop off, or she did drop off. Let's see. I kind of want to give her a break anyways. Is anybody else willing to share their screen? Adewale, I was gonna pick on you, but I know you don't have your computer today.
Yeah, not close to the system.
Innocent,
Can you hear
how
me?
are things on your end?
Uh, Fortunately, I'm not on my system as well.
Yeah,
I'm on my phone right now because I'm actually not at home, but
no
I
worries. I
drive more.
figured.
Yeah, so I'm going to
No
work with
worries.
Adewale to come up to speed. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I actually want to show you guys. I want to show you guys how I did the deployers ready to go. Can everybody see my screen? You flash me a thumbs up.
Question, Camila.
Was that a yes, Merawit?
Question. Did you get my message on WhatsApp?
Oh,
Because
sorry.
I did. No, it's okay. I was late. Since I came in late. But I didn't have like I requested an access to the.
Oh, sorry. Can you did you send me your, let's see. Oh, can you pop your address into the chat? And I will share this with, I'm sorry. I
You mean
should have
email?
asked. I totally forgot. Yes. And you can either send it to me, or you can send it like personal on WhatsApp or something, or just send it in the chat, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Sorry
Awesome.
for the slash at the end.
No. You are totally fine. I'm gonna share this and let me know if you get it on your end, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here you go. Why is that not working? All right. All right. I just sent it. I'm just checking the spelling. Yeah, because it wouldn't copy properly for me. Okay, you should have access to it.
I'm in. Thank
You're
you.
in? Okay, perfect. All right. Um, there's a couple things I want to show you all here. Where did I do it? I did it in language. So give me a thumbs up if you remember how to do filters. Hey, Deborah, you're back.
Yeah, my internet is shaky.
No worries, no worries. Thank you for showing us that
Yeah.
first one. That was very well done.
Okay, thank you.
I'm showing you guys the second visual now, the one that uses gender. But there's a couple of things that I did here that I want to show you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the gender one. I'm sorry, I'm using language one. Can you give me a thumbs up if you remember when we did filters? You don't necessarily have to remember how to do it. Just do you remember the concept? Give me a thumbs up if yes. Merawit says yes. Deborah says yes. Okay. So in language one, I'm going to delete this and do it over again. So I asked for a tree map, right? If you notice where I'm placing it, I'm trying to align it with my other charts, right? So you can see, I can't really move it or else you won't see it anymore. But you guys see that red line that is showing me, and Adewale, this is to your question, right?
Yeah,
And
the
actually
smart guy.
Deborah's as well. Yeah. You see that red line is showing me I'm flush with my visual on the on the left-hand side. It's also showing me on the left-hand side that I have the same amount of space. The gap between my top and my bottom visuals are the same. So cool. All right, I'm going to place it and then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it's the same everywhere. All right. So as we did with Deborah, we're going to change this. I'm looking for languages, right? Here's my language. I'm going to change to dimension down here. There's a million different ways that you can do this, right? There's no right way of doing it. You could have done your count first and then done your dimensions and your fields and your colors. Whatever you want, right? It works in any way that you do it. Like if I were to take that away, I could also copy and paste so that I already know I've got the exact size that I have up here as well. And now I just have to change the wells over here, right? I don't even have to do anything with formatting except for the title. So dimensions, I want to look at languages. User ID works for me, and then I want to look at languages. All right. What don't I want in this visual, the one I just created? Languages 1. I'm going to use a filter for what? Do I want to see all my languages on here?
This 1 and 2.
Exactly. Or, sorry, just language, but I don't want to see English. Why don't I want to see English?
It's taking up, it's the most spoken one, so it's taking up so much space.
Exactly. Also, I can assume that everybody on my team speaks English, or otherwise I would have known that during the hiring process, right? Like we have a team of 5 people and we're hiring a person that only speaks French and everybody else on the team speaks English, it would have come up. So in this case, I can do away with it. And I'm going to do it by adding a filter down here. So again, if we have the chart, if we select a tree map, put it where we want it, use the right source to look at language 1. I know I'm going a little fast. This is the speed that I want you guys to be at. Language 1. Now I'm going to filter out English because I don't want it. I already have it there, but I want to show you guys how I go through it again. So English, I'm going to call it 2. It's going to come from the full blend, and we're going to exclude from column 1, we're going to exclude English. I'm putting contains instead of equals to because in our previous classes, we have found that if we use equals to, English doesn't get taken out, which means there's some data cleaning that needs to happen. But in this case, it works. All right, we took English out. Now, there is some coding that I used to make this one work. As you can see, it says gender 2 by user ID. Because usually, if I had just gender, it would say 213. I don't want numbers. I want it to say male, female, other, right? So I made a variable for myself. It's called gender 2. I don't know where I put it. I might have to redo it. So I went to ChatGPT and I told it exactly what I wanted. Make a looker calculated field code. If gender is 1, then female. If gender is 2, then male. If gender is 3, then other. And it literally, it listed out the code for me. I want you guys to take a look at this code carefully. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's not just a matter of asking ChatGPT to do something for you, right? You also have to know if they're giving you like a somewhat accurate answer. So this looks like an if-then statement, right? Which would be the foundation of how we code this. But it's also using this case. And what case allows me to do is multiple options, right? If 1, then female. If 2, then male. If 3, then other. Instead of using a whole bunch of and statements or statements, it basically is a case gives an if-then statement more flexibility. So I'm putting this in the chat for you all. And I'm going to show you all how to use it. We've done it a couple times in the past. Merawit, I don't think you were here for when we used it. So this is how it goes down. Ready? All right, we're in the graph that we want, right? If you are not in the graph that you want, there's no way for me to select like separate thing. So I know in this graph, I want to change 1 to female, 2 to male, and 3 to other. All right, so I've selected this graph. Now, under dimension, I go and I click on dimension itself on the whatever field is there already. I click on it and I say add calculated field. Now I'm going to give it a second name, right? In this case, I called it gender 2. And actually, it gave me the code exactly how I needed it. So I don't need to replace anything. Gender is the variable that we're looking at. So they're going to look at the gender column each time, right? When gender, when gender, when gender. So each time we're going to the gender column. If it's a 1, it's going to replace it with female. If it's a 2, it's going to replace it with male. And if it's a 3, it's going to replace it with other. So I'm going to hit apply. Voila! We see it up here. Deborah, I think you and Merawit, I think you guys might be the ones that are following along. Did that work on your side? Yay! Thank you, Innocent. I don't know if they are doing something else, so I'm going to assume that it was working. Specialty is.
If I was unmuted when I said
Oh no!
I'm working on it. No, but it has it like I was just following you and now I'm doing it on my own.
Oh, okay. Do you mind? Can we?
Yeah.
It worked for you, Deborah?
Okay. No, I'd actually like to get to do it.
We can
So,
walk through it together. Do you want to share your screen?
oh, sure.
Yeah, let's do it. If you can get these few visuals, there's only one other code that's a little bit complicated. But basically, I'm showing you guys a lot of similar codes. They're all like based on the same principles of like, if I have this, I want you to change it to this. And it's just the way I have found to do data cleaning and Looker. Excellent. All right. Show us where you're going to go next. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you got it. Turning off my video. There you go. And don't forget, you can change the size afterwards too, right? Perfect. Yes. There you go. So you were going to go change your data source first. You had it right.
Okay. So the data source would be
Yeah, you
let
got
me speak out.
exactly. That's it. That's it. You've got to be able to, you got to click the image first. Yeah, exactly. You see that data source up there now? Perfect. All right.
Then that would be the full thing.
Perfect.
Then
I want to
this
see
would be
gender.
gender.
And I want the metric to be exactly, I want it to be our user IDs, a unique count of our user IDs. Beautiful. There's one last thing to do before you do any formatting or editing.
Mm, and what's that?
Oh, actually, sorry, no. I forgot the pie graph is different. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can go to style now. Yeah, I put those on the top. If you go over to style, yeah, you can add a title, right? And exactly. Perfect. And okay, I'm a picky boss. Ready? I don't want those numbers on the side. I want them at the top.
At the top,
Yeah.
okay. Let me see. Legend, let me see.
You got it. You got it. You're looking for the right thing.
Legend, yeah. So that would be the top.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes. All right, now I've got a hard one for you. Ready? I want those numbers to read male, female, or other.
Yeah, so I think that's the point we put the command,
Exactly.
the
So
prompt.
where are you going to go to put that in? We're in the properties section. We need to go
Okay.
back. Yes. Yes. Okay. And now we want it to change what gender reads, right? We don't want it to read 1, 2, 3. We want it to read female, male, other, right? So see where it says gender under dimension? All right, click on that. When you click on that and you already have a chart selected, you're going to get this option at the bottom that says add calculated field.
Okay.
Exactly. All right. Now put in a name for it. I called mine gender 2. I wasn't super creative. All right. Now, can you get from the chat, from our class chat, can you grab the code that's there? I can also send it to WhatsApp if that's easier.
Let me see. Did you send it today?
Sorry, I sent it just to Merawit. I'm sorry, Merawit. Sorry. I
Okay.
was talking to you and I sent it only to you. Sorry. There it is. There it is, Deborah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I see it. Okay. I don't know if this is a good time to interrupt a little bit,
Go for
but
it. Go for it.
I'm not once I created my copy of the dashboard you sent, I wasn't able to a system error. My whole dashboard is a system error.
Ooh, cool. Okay. I want to switch to that real quick. Let's just wrap up with Deborah and then are you able to share your screen?
Yeah, I am.
Perfect. Okay. So
Whenever you're
Deborah,
ready.
do you see anything that needs to get replaced?
Okay. Okay.
Because you've got
Replace.
the code correct.
So
Go for it. Yeah.
one
Apply.
one female, two male, other. Although normally I know, well, it's unspoken, but I'm used to one being male, like male,
Yeah.
female. Yeah.
I'm
So
being a little bit of a a feminist.
okay.
Females go first.
I'm here for it.
Right? You gotta make it happen somewhere, even if
Challenge the
it's your
system a
imagined
little bit.
data set.
Yeah.
I would
But
love
yes,
it.
So
yeah,
so apply.
yeah, apply. And you have to be careful about that, right? Like somebody like me who's dyslexic, I'll mix that up in a heartbeat. There you go. See? Now you could apply this same thing, Deborah. Let's say instead of here's an example for you. While I go work with MetaWheat, I want you to notice language two. Language two says Arab instead of Arabic. I'm writing this down, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So can you create a chart? It's going to be a scorecard.
Okay. You said language two.
Yeah, but first create the visual first. It's going to show you the language.
Okay. Okay.
But you gotta click out of the chart that you're in now. Yeah,
Okay.
otherwise it's going to change that chart. Yeah. All right, so
Okay. Good.
add a chart.
Yeah, that would show the language. So that would be the
The scorecard. Actually, do the scorecard instead.
okay, I should do scorecard.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you undo, like if I don't want this?
That you can just hit delete.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, actually, you don't need to create a new one. Instead of, see on that chart where it says GH?
Yep.
Okay, figure out a code. I want you to change GH to global health. Okay? I want bios to say biostatistics. I want epi to say epidemiology.
Okay.
Can you do that while I go work with MetaWheat?
Okay, code. Does it mean I have to edit
Exactly.
it?
Yes, yes. I want you to figure out the code.
Okay.
Try it out. We'll be back in a second, okay? It's going to be very similar. It's very similar to what you did for the male, female, and other.
Female.
Okay?
Okay.
So you could just copy that code, put it in the new
Okay.
visual, and change what you need.
Okay.
All right? I'll be back in a sec. MetaWheat. Oh, sorry. Did you have a question, Deborah?
No, I'm good.
Okay. We'll be back. MetaWheat, go
All
ahead and
right.
share your screen because this is a little bit of troubleshooting that we have ahead of us.
Okay. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Sorry. Stop share. So
I'm putting in what I wanted you to replace. So GH is global health. Bios is going to be biostatistics. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. MetaWheat, we're looking at your screen, right? I think you're on mute.
Yes. Sorry, I'm
Oh.
at a coffee shop. I don't know how disturbing my
Oh,
background
no
noise is.
worries. No worries. You're fine. We're used to hearing background noises and kids and stuff. Okay.
Go
It
ahead.
looked like for a second you did have a copy that worked. Was that the original?
The original, yeah. The
Okay.
original's right here.
Do me a favor. Let's work off the original for now, just to make
Okay.
sure we've got all the concepts. Let's do that troubleshooting next time because we could spend all day troubleshooting.
Okay. I didn't want
So,
to, I don't know if this was like an original, like that you're using, so I didn't want to edit that on you.
let me see if that's a good question. Let me see if the stuff we've been doing. I don't think so because I can always create a duplicate.
Okay.
Uh, no, I don't think so. But now that you mentioned it, let me go ahead and do a duplicate, and then whatever we do on this one doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Duplicate made. So go ahead and hit edit for us. And I want you're pretty fast at this. I want you to try, see that deployer's ready to go? Oh yeah, we're all in the same one. Look at that. Yeah.
Trying to see. Yeah. Would that change anything if I? Hmm.
Deborah's working on a different visual.
Okay.
There's a more advanced code that I want you to try because you weren't here last time. Do you see the visual that says deployers ready to go on the left-hand side? Other left.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, I'm dyslexic. I'm the first one to be lost. All right. Do you understand how we got that number? And we can reverse engineer it if you want. If you actually click on it. Yeah. All right. See where it says some ready to go? Yeah. Oh, south a little bit. Yeah, that one. See where it says FX? Yeah, click on that for me. All right. Exit out of this because it's giving you stuff you don't need. Yeah. All right. What does this code say to you?
If 6 months validity
Tell me about what does that mean?
is valid, and if validity is held, this is valid. With sorting and heat
Yes.
also is valid and valid.
Yeah. Yeah. And if 6-month validity, if health, sort, and heat, if all of those show valid, what's going to happen?
We're going to see one. Like
Yes.
it's gonna count.
Yes. So if each line item, if this is going to get evaluated for each line item, right?
Uh-huh.
So if
Mm.
oh, did it click? Did it click?
Yeah. Yes, then they're ready to go.
And here's another way to see it a little bit more visually. You can go to page, I think it's page 4.
Just
Yeah.
click right away. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's page 4. So, okay, here we go. See how my 6-month validity is invalid.
Yeah.
So when my line item was evaluated, it got evaluated as not ready, right? Because 6-month validity is not valid. It's invalid.
Huh?
So go to that ready visual. Yeah, that one. Click that one and look at the formula I used for that one. Same thing, right? Except for exactly. Why did I make that change?
Just for visualization, so people know
Exactly.
what 1 and 0 mean.
Exactly. Like, what does 1 and 0 mean? Like me, Camila, even if I am the author of this data, I will forget what 1 and 0 means. So I changed it to ready, not ready. So you can look up anybody you want who is in the roster, right? And you'll be able to get not just this, but also the conditional formatting. How do you think we did the conditional formatting?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Conditional formatting. Have you ever heard that phrase before?
Yeah, yes, like Excel.
Yes, yes, exactly. What does conditional formatting do? What do you usually see it doing in Excel?
I don't know, I'm drawing a blank. But just for like the definition of formatting, like we're just changing it for our
Yeah.
whatever purpose we would want it to.
Yes, no, exactly, exactly. So, okay, exit out of this like function window, and I'm going to show you where, well, actually, can you tell me, oh, you can click anywhere outside of the window and it will
Oh,
go
okay.
away.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Where do you think we would go do conditional formatting on this visual? On this very specific visual, the not ready visual, or the ready question mark visual.
Set up.
Right pane, but wrong like slice of the pane. Exactly. Anything having to do with formatting is usually on the style pane. Now, do you see how I have two rules applied?
Yeah.
Click on them. Check out what they are. What do they mean to you?
I like that. Like if it's not ready, it's gonna be red. If it's ready, it's gonna be green.
Yeah. Now, can you eliminate them? I want you to create those rules yourself.
Like
Trust
just
me, you
delete them
can't
and
break
then
it.
okay.
You can't break it. You have to work really hard at breaking this.
No
Which
problem.
one do you want to use? I use two rules. You could do a color scale if you want. It's just the logic is slightly different. We just have to. Oh, no, you can't. Never mind. It said you can't.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. What field are we looking at? We're looking at the ready visual, right? Yeah. It's the only one it's giving you options for.
Oh, exceptional.
It does. It does. But see where it says select any field?
Yeah.
It really should just show you the one option you have because it's a scorecard, right? So you're only showing one data point. So there are no multiple columns to select from because there's only one column in the visual. It's weird. Once you get past that logic though. All right, so what is the logic for I'm not gonna you try it out. You try it out. We'll help you out if you get it wrong. Innocent Adewale, I think you guys were really good at this last time, so we can
Because we
troubleshoot.
already have changed the ready and not ready. Like I don't have to put 1 and 0, correct? I can just
Correct.
put ready and then
Correct.
not ready.
Exactly. Exactly.
Did I already do one? Am I on my second one or just the
So when
second?
you added the and, it like went away. You had to do it
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Like for the second?
Well,
I'm
so
confused to why
clue,
did uh-huh.
why are you doing two? Can you explain your logic to me?
Why am I doing 2?
Yeah, so if let's use our if then statements, right?
Okay. So
So
if it's ready, then green. If not ready, then red.
So can you put those into one logical statement? Because how many color options do you have at the bottom?
2.
Is it two?
Oh no, one font and one background.
Yeah. So we can't really put two conditional statements into one because it's only giving us an output, one option for an output. So in this case, you got to do it rule by rule. You can't do an and or whatever. You got to keep it as one argument.
Okay, so I think I started with ready. So let's do
Exactly.
green first. Like we'll finish.
Exactly. Exactly.
Input value.
I think you have to, yeah, I think you have to delete that second argument in order to see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. See how you have to put it again? So when you put it in multiple arguments, it doesn't like it. Yeah, there you go. All right, so if you're ready, yeah. See, that's our theme colors, right? I like that theme color, that shade of green. You could pick any shade of green you want. Which is another thing I kind of wanted to show you guys, but I'll show it to you guys after this. Go ahead and do your rules first.
Okay. So ready, green. And fonts, if I don't pick anything, it just continues what's being used.
I think it keeps it as black,
Like default. Okay.
which works in this case. You could also switch it to uh mm, oh, that's a bummer. Refresh report. It might bring back those two rules that we had there already. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, you got to do the second rule then. Oh, you got to do both rules. Sorry. There wasn't any there. Yeah, see how additional formatting, or sorry, add conditional formatting is empty?
Last time. Oh, okay. So my valid is still there.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
see.
Ex-
Uh,
Exactly. Exactly. There you go. One of
so
the reasons I like people to repeat stuff is you get faster each time you do it. Exactly. Perfect. Beautiful.
awesome.
Now here's can you give me a Google like search page? And since we're talking about colors, can you put in a color generator? This is a really oddly a really useful tool. Yeah, color palette. Yeah, can you scroll down? Let's do keep going, keep going.
I love how Cheryl Williams sings
Yeah, right?
as if we're going to hear today.
I'm telling
Sorry.
you. Can you put in color palette generator? Yeah, there's a specific site I'm looking for. Keep going down. That one, color space. Yeah. All right, go back to your report, and we want to find the name of the colors we're using. So, one way we can do it is like, yeah, go pretend you're adding another format, or yeah, anywhere where it has a color, but let's do it in formatting. Yeah. And scroll down where you would choose the color. Um, huh, they don't have it here. Hit cancel, and I'm looking for it. They might not do it here. They do it on Power BI. But basically, if we can get the name of the color, but see how it's not letting us do it at? Do you have a PowerPoint on your computer?
Oh,
The
I have
weird
a
workarounds. The reason I thought of this so quickly is I've literally had to do this with projects before. PowerPoint has a really, really good tool for discovering colors. Make a shape for us and like, yeah, it doesn't matter which shape, like a circle, a square, but we want to fill in the color. Yeah, exactly. And create it. Exactly. Now go where you would change the color to it, right? So shape fill. Yeah, exactly. See where it says eyedropper? Grab that and go to our Excel sheet. Or sorry, our Looker sheet. Ah, it went away from it. Can you make these two side by side from each other? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
so
Gorgeous. Try it again. Okay, so it doesn't do enter for this one at least. That's okay. So pick the color that's there. Highlight the color that's there.
This?
Yeah. And then it should have given you, did the color appear? Oh, sorry. Okay, go back to shape fill and see where the color is.
Right here.
Yeah, then go to more fill colors. All right, see that hex number at the bottom? Copy that. Let's say this is the color you wanted to use, right? This is your theme color. Go back to the color generator.
Uh,
It was your last tab.
yeah.
Yeah. And paste it in there. Well, you only, yeah. And generate, hit generate. Now make this a bigger screen because I want you to see all the colors. So it's basically generated a color palette for you. So let's say I wanted to do some like, what's it called? Product design. Yeah, I forget the name for it. But if I want to do product design for like data rabbits and I have like two colors that I know I like, you know, put one in here as long as you can get the hex number for it. Put it in here. It's giving you a whole bunch of different palettes. If you scroll down.
Oh, that would go with it?
Exactly.
Oh,
also, if you need a palette that's like opposites of each other, some of the later ones are like that.
Wow.
So instead of sitting there and thinking of like a whole color palette for your presentation, you can just generate it like this. Obviously, there's also entire themes. If you go back to your dashboard, there's entire themes that you can just import. Yeah, definitely bookmark it. I always do a Google search. I always do a Google search. I'm so horrible at these things.
I'm not gonna remember where to look at later.
Exactly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just different ways, like let's say you didn't like the colors that were available to you here. In other data visualization platforms, apparently not in this one, you'd be able to change your colors based on other ones that you've researched. I think this is all like the hardest stuff. Can you go back to page 1? Because I think you've got all the code on there. I wanted to go back to Deborah and see how she was doing. Do you know how to do filters?
Yeah.
And you understand how to do the blends?
Blended data, listen, I was in.
The blended data, you can see it on the right-hand side on your data pane. It says full blend at the bottom.
Yeah.
Were you here for that class? I feel like you were.
We blended two datas, the passport and the roster.
Okay, so this one
I don't remember the health screening and the
it's the same thing. We blended 5, and this is how you can see it. Go to your resources menu. Top towards the left, but it's just off center. Yes, go up a little bit. You could hit blend, but we actually want to go to the resources menu because we want to see the blends we already have. Exactly. Hit manage blends. Beautiful. See, we only have one blend. Click edit. So it's the same thing as blending 2 tables or 3 tables, only in this case, we're blending 5.
Okay, and I see where you added the languages.
Exactly. See, we can only add 10 at a time, which is why we don't have all of our variables there. And if you click on condition, like one condition, you'll see what we blended on. They're all blended on user ID.
I'm sorry, where do I go for the condition? Oh, right here?
Exactly. That's in between each table.
Okay.
Because it's asking you, it's asking you basically like, okay, we're blending these 2 tables on what variable? And there's a couple of variables that are the same across the data set. So like last name is found on multiple data sets, but that's not our key, right? Our key variable is user ID. Um, so you got blends, you've got filters, you've got code. Yeah, you got it. Everything else, it's like what I would suggest for you, Merawit, is to try and replicate. Do you have all the data?
Not the language, like not the
But not the data sets.
that.
I am attaching it to our WhatsApp page. If you can recreate this on your own, you're golden. But
Don't
to
worry about
replicate
work.
it, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Don't worry about trying to figure this out. Just like create my own.
Exactly. So instead of like me guiding you through it, you're going to you're going to open your own new blank report. You're going to connect your data sources yourself. I've just sent them in the chat again. So you're going to connect your sources yourself. You're going to blend those sources and you're going to replicate the visuals I have. You should be able to reverse engineer everything if you look at the code. Right? There's a couple, like I changed gender. No, I changed language too, because I wrote Arab instead of Arabic. And I didn't want Arab to show up. I wanted Arabic to show up. So there's a code in there that changes everything for language too. So if you want practice over the next week, this is what I would do.
Okay. Thank you.
You are most welcome. No, I knew you would get through this quickly. So I was like, let's take a look at you and then we'll go back to Deborah. And the guys are following along. So, Deborah, how are you doing on your side? Good job, Mera.
Okay, so I tried to edit the code.
Yeah, let's see. Share your screen.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Okay.
This is how I teach myself a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
reverse engineering it makes more sense to me.
Okay, can you stop sharing?
Um, let's see. Try sharing now. I think it will replace Merawitz.
Sorry, would you say?
Oh no. Oh, since you're online, Merawitz, can you stop sharing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. Deborah's just took over. It's perfect. All right. Look at you.
Yeah, so
What are you missing?
yeah, so I think what I'm missing is why is it complaining about this else?
Well, I don't know if it's complaining correctly. Do exactly what you're about to do now and see if it's still complaining. For HPM, put health policy and management.
Okay. Okay. Health policy.
Perfect. Exactly. And then,
Then
yeah, take away that space there. I'm double checking your code, okay? Just to make sure because I feel like we're missing a comma somewhere. Is it giving you? No, you don't need another when.
there were
Go
no
ahead.
commas. Yeah, there were no commas.
There weren't any commas? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing Bishi?
Equals,
Yeah, keep going. You've actually got it.
BSHE. Then
So there might be an issue there. Yeah, exactly. Oh, once you choose a type of quotation, stick to that one.
yeah. Yeah, what does BSHE mean again?
I think, you know what? Leave it as that. And in fact, let me teach you how to
Yeah.
leave it as.
Okay, good.
Instead of Bishi, actually, just type in department. I just learned this.
Hmm?
I just learned. See, instead of Bishi, where you just typed in
Mm-hmm.
Bishi, type in department instead without quotes. You want the
Mm-hmm.
variable to pop up. Yeah, take away the quotes and type in department. You
Mm-hmm.
can
It has
select
popped
that
up.
one. Yeah,
Do
select
I
that
click
one.
on it?
Yep. All right, now let's see what it tells us. I don't think there's any mistakes. Try and hit apply. Oh no, Deborah, did you freeze? Can you hear us, Deborah? Oh, I think hers froze. She might come back in a second. All right, but for you two, that's it for today. If you guys, I'll wait on here for Deborah. If you guys wanted to see what I'm doing with her, feel free to stay as well. But this is it. This is how we do the dashboard. I recommend that you guys practice mounting this. Um, so that you get used to doing it on your own. Also, I'd like to try and do it again next weekend to see if anybody has questions if they do it on their own this week. Hey, Deborah, we were waiting for you anyways. Merawi, do you think you will want to review this next week? Dewale says yes. Merawi, it was almost like you came off of mute, but I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. Awesome. And I will try to come up with something like maybe I want to practice this, but I don't want you guys to get bored. And it looks like you're going just fine, Deborah. The internet is let me turn off my camera too. The internet I know is a little bit slow, which it might be causing this. If it doesn't give us an error, Deborah, we should be able to hit apply. Yeah. And if it does give us an error, I think
Yeah, it's giving an error.
invalid input expression. Um, can you take away the Bishi line? I wonder if it needs to have it for each department. Yeah, can you delete it and let's see, or cut it?
Yeah, I tried it earlier for only GH and BIOS. So
And it
the
didn't
error
work?
came up.
It
Yeah,
did.
that's why I now try to put it for all the
Do me a
departments.
favor. Where it says else unknown,
Mm-hmm.
take away unknown and put department instead.
Mm.
Let's see if that does anything. Because let's say I just wanted to change like two things.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. Does it like it?
No.
Oh, field name must be fully qualified with table
Or
alias.
else, maybe we do the prompt in I think you did the prompt, was it in ChatGPT
I did, but
in Gemini? Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking. Oh, wait. I think I see something. Okay. For where it says GH, BIOS, EPI, HPM, can you put those in quotes for us?
No, but they weren't in quotes in the
I
other.
know, but that's because the original code was numbers, 1, 2, 3, instead of
Okay,
text.
okay,
See what I mean?
okay.
So
Yeah, I get it.
it could just be a
Yeah,
variable type thing.
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
And it
it
seems
makes
to
sense.
like it, yeah, when we put it in quotes, but let's see. Maybe case can't be used with text. Maybe it can only be used with numbers. It
Mm,
seems to be liking it.
yeah, it makes sense.
And we're gonna do more of this when we do Databricks. We're gonna be doing more of like this coding stuff.
Mm.
Dewale is excited. Oh, yes! Score! All right, no issues. Apply and let's see if it works.
Let's see.
And then, can you click outside of that? Yeah. I think It's showing us department. Yeah, can you click outside of that? Okay, baby. Yeah, we're going for a walk. We're going for a walk. Can you click outside of that? Yeah, of that
The chat?
department too. Yeah, and scroll down. Oh, sorry. We need department 2 to be on both sections. Sorry, scroll up. We have it under color, but we need it to be under department. See that one up there where it says dimension?
Mm-hmm.
We need that to be department 2.
Okay.
Exactly. See?
Okay. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Bravo! Way to go! This is coding. By the way, this is okay, baby. Oh, my dog got excited. He was like, "Oh, you guys are like talking about cool stuff." This is what coding is. Did you notice that it wasn't so much about like did we have the right code? Once you have the right
Yeah.
code, you got to make sure all the like grammar is
Yeah.
correct as well.
Yeah.
All right. All right. How is everybody feeling? Is this a good place for us to call it a day?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we feel comfortable recreating this during the week if you have time?
Okay, sure.
And as we saw with both you, Deborah, and Merawit, if we try to duplicate the document, everything breaks. So what I would try to do is instead of duplicating the document, I would keep the one that I gave you guys up and then start a new document from scratch. Like make sure you can do this from upload to data visualization to formatting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Good deal. My dog has now climbed onto my desk. That's how desperate he is for me to end this. So, I can't even think properly about what I wanted to do with you guys next week. I want to make sure I want to practice the dashboarding because I want you guys to get used to the speed at which you can do this.
Okay.
That way, because I want it to be something that like, oh, you guys are at work, you need to like visualize something real quick. It shouldn't take you more than like 15 minutes to throw up a visual, because if it does take you more than that, then it's not really helping your work process. Is that making sense? Does that logic click?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. Either one, it's always a pleasure to see you. Say hi to Innocent for me. You guys are probably going to be hanging out on Monday.
Yeah, and thank God that we have the recording for this class
Yes.
because I couldn't quite follow well, but I hope to watch the recording during the week.
Yes, I just need to
Thank
figure
you
out.
so
Yeah.
much.
I was doing recordings and we were only getting like the first 8 minutes, which is I think what I can send in WhatsApp. So I just have to find a better way to like give either give Gabenga the recordings or upload them myself to YouTube. So I have them. But also Adewale, I have a couple days free this week. In fact, tomorrow at the same time, Royal needs a session because he wasn't able to join today's session. So if you want to join tomorrow's session, feel free. Otherwise, I'll try and get you that recording ASAP.
Awesome. Thank you
All
so much.
right. Well, thank you guys for joining today. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to working with you all some more next week. Ciao, ciao, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
bye.